Welcome to Abracadabra, Create What You Speak. I'm iLan Azoulai, spiritual mentor and a sound therapist for you who are ready to reclaim your power. With me is wonderful Gina, my co-host. We've been co-hosting for a while. Spiritual, intuitive counselor and children's author's book. And we are, today's Father's Day edition. And we're in this beautiful South Bay in Torrance.
South Coast Botanical Garden.
South Coast Botanical Garden.
In the Rose Garden.
And this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Just so fitting for recognizing our loved ones, for recognizing our fathers, the masculine figure in our life. Some of them have passed. Some of them are still with us. And so this is really both of our fathers passed,
Yes,
right?
Yeah. So this is just honoring all the fathers today, and your happy Father's Day.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Fathers that have passed, and so going to pull a sneaky one on you, because he doesn't know this, but this show actually I'm going to dedicate and interview iLan. He didn't know this. He thought we were going to have a whole Father's Day. Now, also with Father's Day, he just had a birthday.
So, 2 days ago.
So I want to read something to you.
Okay.
So y'all know his name is iLan, and it is representative by a tree. And so I chose this location especially in honor of his birthday and the trees, and I want to read you something.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
So this is about trees, and this kind of embodies who you are, and we are celebrating Father's Day, but also I wanted to honor his birthday because he's always the one to interview and inspire others. So this day is yours.
Well, thank you. Wow, okay.
So trees, I know, he's embarrassed. I got him embarrassed. So I know I pulled a sneaky one and I took a chance, but here we are. So trees have families, friends, economies, and unique personalities. Trees have underground networks called fungal highways, and they communicate and trade among one another. If trees are struggling, other trees transport nutrients through these highways. Trees communicate through low-frequency signals in their roots. Trees that are bonded become very reliant on one another. There are mother trees that take on supportive maternal roles and recognize their seedlings. The forest floor is dark, and trees crave sunlight, so most trees grow straight up. Trees have conscious awareness and follow energetic fields, so when you see one, go talk to it. That's just about the tree. This is who you embody.
Yeah.
Birthdays, this is for you. A birthday is a day to feel grateful. A day in which you are given the blessings to change the world. On June 17th, you, iLan, were entrusted by God with a mission to challenge the world to spiritual heights with your soul abundance of talents and gifts. Time is like a spiral, and on the anniversary of any momentous event, we can tap into the same spiritual energy that originally caused that event and allow your mazel to shine at full strength.
Oh,
so
thank you so much.
No, we're just beginning. We're just beginning. So as you know, he is not only just a sound therapist, he's a visual storyteller. And he does that through sound, through his voice. Again, in honor and inspiration of himself and of others. He's always wanting to build others up. So my first question to you is, because I am interviewing, and I do have my studies here, which I've been sneakily preparing. So I wanted to ask you, because in honor of Father's Days and who you are, and what was your favorite age as a child and why with your dad?
Oh. Well, the favorite, I remember a few, but the favorite one was we used to go, before my parents became ultra-Orthodox religious, we used to go to the beach. And there is this laguna where people could swim, and it's surrounded by the rocks, by the wave breakers, they call them in Israel, right? I don't know if it's in English too, but they were wave breakers. And at the end of the wave breakers, there was this huge rock. So we call this beach, that shore is called the rock shore, right? And the whole thing was it was really cool to get to the rock, to the big rock, and to jump behind it, and to let the tide, the tide and the waves to bring you back up to the rock, and then you jump in. And I remember that he would just carry me on his shoulders and would just walk. So the water for him was reaching here. Now he was also a short guy. He wasn't like me, so that reminds me the indication that I was young. So that was a fun moment. I think that's the only time actually
that you shared each other's.
That I remember of like doing stuff like that, because once they became religious, the experiences became different, and because things were kind of shoved down my throat. So after the religious part, there were not really a lot of things that I like favorite.
So do you feel you had to delve back into your imagination because you were so restricted? You
all
had
the
to expand
time.
upon it.
All the time. I was daydreaming constantly. I would sit and I would talk to a person. I would be daydreaming about something. I would constantly. And when my parents would force me to pray, to hold the siddur, the book, and to pray, I would look at the book, but my mind, I would make stories and movies, and I meet this person and Mati Kaspi and da-da-da-dam and all these kind of things. And I would time also the time to flip the page, because my mom is watching.
Right.
What, are you staying all the time on the same page? You're not flipping the page? So I would have those, I would flip them every so
So
often.
that leads me to my second question.
Uh-huh.
If you could compare yourself to any crayon, what would it be and why?
It's like a crayon, the color?
Crayon,
The
whatever
color.
crayon, yeah. What crayon would you be? And would you
I
be
like the-
sharp? Would you be dull? Would you be... And what color would it be and why?
Yeah, the crayon, I love the warm colors.
Name one crayon. you would be.
Orange, red,
I knew
yellow.
So let's go with orange. Why
Oh.
orange?
Orange. I don't know, when I see orange and when I, apropos orange pants, it has warmth. It has, obviously it's a warm color, but there is a heart and there is a juice and there is like an oomph, it's an oomph with a...
Well, what does it make you feel when you look at it, wear it?
Happy. I'm happy.
Happy.
I'm happy. I'm creative. It draws creativity out. Just a lot of things that I'm looking at the thing, the recording. Yeah, a lot of things that come up when I see orange. Orange is creativity. Orange is it's just warmth and beach. Orange is beach for me. Beach days.
So I'm going to ask you a question. What surprised you most when you first started your spiritual practice? What surprised you the most?
The practice itself. Well, the practice started after I started my journey. What surprised me the most,
When
as
you
far as
started it. However you want to interpret it.
it's like, what did I wait so long for?
Maybe you had an idea of what it would be, and then when you got into it, it created another idea, or...
Yeah, it was. What was?
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect time. Yeah. What was the question?
What surprised you
Oh,
most
what
when you
surprised
started
me?
your spiritual practice?
Yeah, it didn't surprise me more than confirmed that everything that I've done until today is kind of like, I wouldn't understand why I did computers and why I had computer company and why I did music, because it didn't continue in a way that I wanted to continue, and so everything came together, and
So
it
when
was,
you delved into it, there was nothing that like, oh, I didn't expect this, or I didn't think this would come out of it. Or
I didn't expect me to. I didn't see myself doing sound therapy with Tibetan bowls, for example.
There we go.
When I started, and then it was natural. It was like, it felt natural. I felt drawn to it, and I realized that I had all or most of the tools for sound work, whether it is my voice, whether it is the interest in sound.
Well,
and,
you
and
started
music.
music at a very
Well,
young age.
I started playing music at the age of around 10, 11, something like that. But I wanted to be on a stage, and well, I still do. So on stage, music and play, and with my idol Mati Caspian. So it was. I didn't expect the sound therapy to come across as it came.
So
that's cool.
So if I were gonna,
I'm enjoying this actually.
thank you. I know. Right?
I
It's
mean, this
nice.
is pretty
Well,
cool.
we have more little surprises coming up.
Oh,
That you
boy.
have to hold on
She
to your
has
seat.
surprises.
Hold on to your seat. So this is a really important question. How do you want to be remembered?
Oh,
Because we're talking about memories.
I want to help people.
As a person,
that helps
how would
people.
you like to be remembered? As a person?
As a person that helps people.
And do you feel you've done that?
I feel I'm doing it, yeah. I feel I've done it and I'm doing it. And sometimes it is, when we deal with people, there are a lot of, it's a relationships, it's about our relationships. And I learn from these places. I learn from these relationships, from these connections, especially from those who went sour or went south or for all
Went
kind of
north,
reasons.
south, west, east.
North, south, east, and west. Sometimes they stay south, and I hope to reconcile these.
So
That's I think the most.
So I reached out to some people who remember you. Now I'm not going to tell you who, but I'm going to read a memory,
Okay.
and you can do what you want with it. So one memory is, as a kid, there are things we would do I loved. Okay.
What?
No, I'm just reading. I'm just taking you to soak it in.
Oh, okay.
What I love about him is the artistic side, and always loved hearing him sing. As children, we played a lot. We had playing accident bumps and bruises. He did a little karate, but was not his thing. He wanted to be Marty Cosby and loved his singing. So that's a memory that came up.
Okay.
And he's watching. So, nice, right? So I want to bring up, because we brought up your spiritual practice, I'm going to be putting these little blurbs of memories throughout the show.
Okay.
I really think it's important that you go over what you do now and
Okay.
what is coming up for you, so how you want to be remembered. So we know you are, I just got woozy, nice, a spiritual mentor,
Yeah.
a sound therapist, a musician, and describe to them a visual storyteller, but also, you have a lot of accolades behind you. He did make his dream come true. So as this memory, you saw that as a young boy, he wanted and idolized and admired Marty Cosby. Well, he has edited videos for Marty Cosby, so
Yeah,
he made his
that's-
dream come true.
That is.
So if you could just recall what you're doing now and what new things and new projects are coming up for you.
Yeah. So I help people get out of their emotional blocks and map their experiences, see how their life is happening and how they want it to happen. And I do this through sound, frequencies, music, voice, intention, the power of the words, powers of intention, and
You also have a high T.
and it's right. And I have a T line. It's called a high T for a higher state of consciousness, and it's made out of herbs that I put together, and the formula that I have together is a heart opening, body presence, different chakras activation, and as a visual storyteller, where this is a great tool for healing, visual storytelling. I did the 3 official videos for Marty Cosby, who is Israel's most prolific composer. I mean, you've played in one of the clips.
I was honored to be the
played in one of the
actor in one of
clips.
them, so it was
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
And you don't have to understand the words
That's true.
to feel it. So this is what he does: is he brings the music to life, and he has done. I mean, since
picture,
then,
in picture.
visual,
In
right?
visual, yes.
So he brings it to life
you.
visually, auditorily. So that is also your way of done other amazing artists like Barbara Streisand and
Barbara
other
Streisand, that's
David.
right. David Broza.
So it's
Nathan
you're really
Cohen, I've done a
continuing
bunch.
that. What's lovely is you're very multifaceted and multi-talented. So you do a lot of things, but you incorporate it all in your healing.
That's
for
right.
others.
That's right. Thank you.
You have
yeah.
this show.
Mhm.
Why do you have the show?
The show is
bring
to help
people on
to bring others
and
and to
showcase their
showcase their dreams, showcase their light. So their light. So this is the thing, and I keep saying it all the time, and every opportunity that I have to say it, I will say it. We are born. Our innate desire is to be connected, is to be together.
Like the trees.
Exactly. It's in our DNA to be connected, to belong, to be part of. I've heard it for so many years, but then just in the last several years, like 6-7 years, I start really connecting things down. And the longest distance they say we'll make in our life is 18 inches long.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
Could
but
take a couple of those.
Yeah, from here to here.
That's right.
Right.
Head to the heart.
And in the middle we have this narrow bridge, right? This narrow bridge where we're trying to funnel and to connect through our heart. And this is the thing. We're here to connect, to be help for one another, to be assisted for and by one another. Because when we're together, we're always stronger, and we always come together. Look at the sunny day when you walk down in the park, walk down here. Now, how many people are just, we say hello, we're just being kind, just the kindness. Now,
and letting it flow. Even people were walking by here, it's okay.
Yeah, it's just.
And we're recalling all these memories. The show is for you to reflect and honor you and the people around you. And which brings me to another memory that I'll read.
Okay.
Speaking of your spiritual practice, so this is, let's see, I have never experienced healing in such a unique way as I have with iLan's sound and frequency session. A favorite memory is dancing and letting loose at the Globe Theater, and his witty personality always makes me laugh.
That's cool.
So she was or he, I'm not going to say, you probably know who it is, had other healing sessions, but this one really made an impact that she couldn't explain. And he was so kind to gift her these two. So that's just another memory. This is something that changed someone's life.
And well, thank God, and this is really the intention. This is really why I do that. Think about it. I mean, you know that when you are working with clients, you're working with people that come and they are in dire situations, and the feeling that you have when you help somebody, and when you see the transformation that happens as it's happening, you see the transformation live, and it's
and I think
this feeling, this elevated feeling.
What makes our work unique, and I feel this is where we resonate, is there's no judgment.
Yes.
You come into our space, wherever that is, in a rose garden, in a studio, and there's no judgment. You come in,
Absolutely.
And you're safe.
Absolutely. That is the number one. That is the number one, because nothing can happen.
Nothing can happen if you don't
safety,
feel safe.
If you don't feel safety.
Which brings me to another question.
Oh, boy.
What do most people you feel misunderstand about you? You have a big personality, you're very sensitive, but what do people that you feel misunderstand about you?
I think that people think I'm too serious. I had to do this.
He's not. He's cuckoo crazy.
I was like, people think I'm serious,
It's Bob. Bob Evans, do it. Can you just do it? He does many impressions.
Well, there is this character. I have to put the glasses on. I put the Faisal glasses on too.
Faisal glasses.
Whoop.
There we go.
There you
Right.
go.
So,
And there's this character, and there's this new series, The Offer, that is.
I'm sorry, The Making of the Godfather.
Yes.
I'm Sicilian, so this is right up my alley. So what else do you feel they misunderstand you about you? Your family, friends, society. Everybody has a different perception of who you are. Even you have a different perception of who you are. Sometimes.
Sometimes, every day is a different day.
That's right.
Every day is a different day.
So if there was something, so you think people find you, hey, and this is a show, we want your comments, we want your memories. What do you feel? So that you're serious.
So that I'm serious, and I like being serious. But here's the thing with seriosity.
Serious. He creates new words too. He has his own thesaurus.
You know that I'm thought that thesaurus means dinosaurs? Like I got confused with reading it. I said, dinosaurs. Dinosaurs.
Well, .com.
.com. What was the thing?
What is serious to you?
Oh, yeah.
When they say they think you're serious, what does that mean?
So somebody who has a sense of humor knows how to be serious, but somebody who is only serious is lost. That's how I feel.
That's a great analogy.
And I think it has to do also with my my own inhibitions. My own inhibitions, and sometimes I have this juk. This in Hebrew, juk is a roach. It's like that goes into your mind and tells you, no, you have to worry about what people say. And I have this way less in the last couple of 2-3 years, I was like way less about concerned about how people see myself. Now, it is not to say that I mean, I value what people think. It's not about what people think, but it's about what I think people think about me.
Because you allowed your inner child to come out.
Yes, because I allowed my inner child to come out. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Allowed my inner child to come out. And the inner child has many aspects. It's not just about play. It's not just about, oh, I'm just going to put my foot in the puddle or whatever. It's about feeling good in where I am and feeling happy. I mean, children by default are happy.
And their intention usually is pure. So if your intention is in purity, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
And
so
your inner child is very playful, and it's very and children play is many things. It's science. It's neuroscience. It's enjoying. It's having the intention. You don't have to have a reason for everything. How about just be?
Exactly.
And since I've known you in the past couple of years, your inner child has evolved, which is my specialty. I love the inner child.
Yeah.
I love children. I love everything about them because they keep you humble.
They
Speaking
do.
of
They
which,
do.
you are a father.
I am a
And
papa.
what is one of your favorite memories with your children?
Well, so there are, I'll tell you individually, well, I love seeing them when we're together. I love seeing my kids when we're together. I remember, when we're together and we're just having fun, all three of us, because many times I see them separately. Because they're,
and that's okay
they're
too.
busy.
That's special.
Yeah, they're busy and they're doing. I remember taking my son to bar mitzvah when he was 13, and he remembers it still today, I think.
Yes, he does.
He does, right? And that was fun. That was a 2 weeks fun of just going to Israel, and the day before we are coming back after 2 weeks, and he says to me, "Oh, great! We finished our bar mitzvah. Now we have another week of fun." I said, "No, Butch. We had our fun already. Now it's time to go back."
Yeah, to the real world.
To the
which is
real world.
But that is their real world, that inner child, and which brings me to another memory.
And then I want to tell about my daughter.
Ariana.
Ariana, Itai and Ariana. Ariana, she is wonderful, and I remember the times when we were more together in other lives in the Midwest. As ironic as it sounds, I mean, there is nothing to do really in Kansas.
Which brings families closer.
Brings family closer, but also you don't have much to do outside. It's either you go shopping, or you go to sleep, or you. Let's wait for the sound to. You go shopping, you sleep, or you just spend together. But we used to go to this restaurant where they had all the games and toys inside. I won't say the name of the restaurant, but it was Chuck E. Cheese.
I love Chuck E. Cheese.
It was great.
I love their pizza.
This rat would come out every so often.
I love him.
But they had good pizza back then.
Best pizza. We'd show up right when it started, when it was all clean, and then my kids and I, Christopher May, would leave because we didn't want to get when it was all dirty and people sneeze on it and stuff. So.
And that was pre-COVID.
Exactly. Here's a memory.
Okay.
From someone.
Yes.
One thing I love about him is his determination, and once he sets his mind to getting something done, and I've always wanted the best outcome for me with whatever I do without judgment.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for everybody who wrote the memories. As of yet, I have no idea who.
We have a few more sneaking in.
Oh, we have more people, but thank you. Wow,
so I have another question.
Oh, wow.
And this is a reflection of what you all have done through your childhood and what it means to you. This is a day of memories. So
this is surprising. Like you see, I'm totally out. I'm enjoying it actually. I'm enjoying it. Like, hey.
So. In a year from now, what does success look like?
Sharlila.
Sharmuta! Chicken!
Well, continuous joy. I'm blessed. Thank God and thank everybody in my life, and I'm just blessed.
Now specifically.
Specifically.
Beautiful.
Okay, so let's.
This is about you, no one else.
Okay, all right. This is about
So this is the
moi.
focus.
Je travaille à son.
And everyone's definition of success is different. So
Well,
what does success look like for you?
Finishing my film.
There we go.
That is my documentary that I started 10 years ago,
Okay.
11 years ago, and start working back on it. So that is a big thing, because this will resolve also, and will create a new pathways in my journey. Just because it will also seal certain things, seal certain understandings. To already start doing it.
So this takes a lot of patience and
that
discipline. This is over
takes-
10 years of having this, and it's the right timing now.
Yeah, well, 5 years of it, I haven't touched the film at all. 5 years of it, the 5 years in the second part, I hardly touched it, because I'm still going through a lot of things. So,
Well, you're busy doing Marty Cosby and Barbara Streisand videos.
well, I would love to do those too. This is
And healing sessions.
and the healing sessions, and speaking engagements, and workshops, play shops.
Play shops.
The play
yes.
shops that we have, we do play shops together, so we can talk about this another time, or if you're
Well, this is what success is. It's co-creating
exactly.
in service to others. This is really what spirituality is humanism. It's how we connect.
So this is what I wanted to remain. This is what I wanted to remain, to be in joy and in abundance. And like I said in the beginning, this whole work with people
Your
is
spiritual practice
is bringing joy and abundance. When I see somebody transforms, when I see somebody is receiving, and they're receiving the no judgment. Receiving the no judgment, I want to reach out to all those who you hear this and you feel judged, and you feel you've been judged in your childhood, in your adulthood, I've been taken for granted, I've been bullied. I've been bullied for most of my life.
Who hasn't?
Right?
Everyone raise their hand. Well, you also have, which is
All
really
of us.
excited. Yeah. All 13 personalities.
All 13 of them.
Well, you also have, he has been invited and asked to host a Conscious Soul Network. So
Yes.
talk about that, a podcast network.
So this is a
really
new.
exciting.
This is a new. Also something that I asked for, and it appeared, and thankfully it appeared. It is to host my podcast, Abracadabra, Create What You Speak, on that channel, and also lead a new on that network, and then lead a new channel called Conscious Soul Network, where currently we're doing an open call for podcasters that want to tell the stories. And Gina is the first one to have her podcast on, and the podcast is.
So this is good practice for me.
This is
I've
great
been on
practice
podcasts,
for her.
and I love interviewing. I can see why you enjoy it so much.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like give and give.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited when he asked me to do that. I was very honored, but I mean, he's going to
So-
be hosting the entire network.
So her podcast, Adventures to Wisdom. Bomba. I
Real
thought-
people with real stories.
There we go. There we go. So
Did I have my radio? Real people with real stories.
Real
do your,
people.
Do your.
Adventures to Wisdom. Real stories, real people.
Oh well, which
Yeah,
brings another
wow.
memory.
Oh, another
Another
one.
memory.
Okay.
One of the most heartfelt memories of iLan was when driving down a busy highway, witnessing a dog getting hit by a car.
Oh.
Without hesitation, he pulled over and he ran in the middle of the road, picked up the wounded dog, and carried her to the side to care for and call her owner. His instinctive gift never falters when someone or something is in need. He has a childlike innocence and play, making the world his stage with a song and a dance of characters to entertain and wonder.
Oh, thank you for bringing that memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard. Man, she like died in my. I mean, as I was reaching to that dog, she was still palpitating. Is that how you know?
Yeah, she
Palpitating.
died in your arms.
Yeah, and she died in my in the hand. Yeah, that was harsh. That was like little. That's like little muff
Little
ball.
fluff, a little
Yeah.
white, little fluff ball.
It was confused, running to the road, boom. Ay, ay, ay.
And it was a busy highway, so that's a
It
great
was.
memory.
It
So,
was.
which brings me to another question.
Okay.
What is your superpower, and what superpower would you want to have? So a twofold question.
Oh, wow.
So what is your superpower, do you feel?
My voice.
Your voice, yeah.
Yes. Thank God. What do I want?
What
I was
superpower would you want?
I was contemplating all the time between invisible and flying.
Yeah.
Invisible, you could do everything.
Yeah. You have to go naked everywhere.
Okay, go naked.
And then what if it didn't work?
and so there was a book of series when I grew up, that was Danny Dean, the See and Unseen kid.
Yeah.
And to be unseen, he had to take 3 deep breaths. And to be seen again, no, he had to be seen again, he had to take 3 deep breaths.
Okay.
And to be unseen, he has to hold his breath for like 20 seconds or
wow.
something. And he holds his breath, and then he goes, whoosh, whoop.
Oh my gosh.
But can you imagine if like you suddenly,
I don't think I would pick that.
and
I
then,
would just...
and then you like suddenly, oh.
I know. Well, okay, so if you were to have the power to be invisible, how would you make yourself invisible? What, like he had to breathe, what would you do? Would you snap? Would you shake, rattle, and roll?
No.
Would you press a button?
No, maybe I'll go with my eyes like this.
Oh God, no, show them. Not me. He's so serious.
Yeah, maybe I can go my eyes like this, you know.
Well, flying is good.
Listen, I mean, how often do you walk like this?
I can't look at it.
You don't walk, or with one eye. You can do it with one
I
eye.
can't look.
No?
No, this is freaking me out. So iLan is a tree. What tree would you be?
איך קוראים לו בעברית?
Whatever he said.
Oren or pine.
Pine.
You know, pine survives through nuclears.
Because you like being stuck?
No, pine or the needles.
I know, pine needles. They stick you like a needle.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, I like that. I like that that sensation on sticking. But also, do you know that the cones, the pine cones, those closed ones, they can stay through disasters, natural disasters.
So a survivor.
Survive and they bloom, especially after there is a great fire, like there was here in California. This great fire, and then they discovered that there are tons of pine trees. Well, those cones after fire, they open up.
Wow.
And especially when the land is scorched and there's nothing left, so it's open up. You know, it's.
Would you consider yourself a survivor?
Yeah, I'm a survivor, but I'm more than that. I used to be a survivor only.
But a survivor is a warrior, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the warrior embodies survivalship.
Okay. And what does that mean? Those are funny words and overused words, but what does that mean?
That means improvising, for example. Improvising, I see surviving as an improvising. Survival.
Like an adaptation?
Adaptation.
Like the pine cones.
Yeah, well, I guess so, yeah.
There you go.
I guess so. I find myself that I could be in different environments and adapt to different environments that if I choose to. Mm-hmm. If I don't choose to, I stick out like a sore thumb. It's just there, like a fish bone in your throat. You know, when you fish. Yeah. I mean, you don't like fish, but you know. So I see survival as improvisation, as an adaptation, as finding how to make something of what you have, and something that you want,
and thriving from it, and still helping others.
And then yes.
Right. That's what I feel wisdom is. That's why I did Adventures to Wisdom, because wisdom, yes, there's intellectual wisdom, but intellect could be creative intellect, emotional intellect, across the board. So Adventures to Wisdom is going through these experiences and still wanting to help others.
That's great. Yeah.
So we've been talking about a lot of things that iLan has done and is doing and is going to do. Can you please just let the listeners know where they can contact you for speaking engagements, sessions, purchase your high teas? This is really important. Well, it's at the end of the show, and we also want to know, please leave comments. If there's anything you want to know about him, you may not answer, but you may.
I will give an answer.
Yes.
How about that? I'll give an answer.
But so tell the listeners now where, because you do speaking engagements, you do, like I said, sessions, you do have your high teas, which is very important, and
thank you.
I love the high teas.
Thank you.
I sell them at my office, and they've been great for my clients.
Thank you. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, you have.
It's about supporting, co-creating with
Exactly. Finding people in your.
So is Facebook or this?
So the first thing is my website, which has all the connections to the Facebook and YouTube, and so it's bodysoulsound.com, bodysoulsound.com, and YouTube channel where I have interviews, where I have our interviews with other people that I had, is at youtube.com/my name, iLan Azoulai, ILANAZOULAI, and the Facebook, same thing, facebook.com/ILANAZOULAI. Yeah, and I want to, first of all, thank you very much.
This is wonderful. I love doing this.
Thank you so much.
I think I wanted people and listeners to get to know you in a different way.
Thank you.
It's nice that you could let your hair down, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't have
Be
to
that
work.
orange crayon, which brings me to the last memory here.
Oh, man.
Okay.
And thank you for being here. This is wonderful. You are wonderful.
So this is another memory. As a kid, there are things we would do I loved. When the rain and thunder would come, he would tuck us in, and sometimes with back tickles if we were lucky. Then he would usually put on this Pippi Longstocking audiobook, which my brother was so tired of, because I would always ask for it, but it made me feel safe, and he knew it. He would do these breakfast spreads with croissants and Nutella that were the best. And he would have tons of board games. I love Parcheesi with animals.
Oh, I remember Parcheesi, yeah.
And we would play before bed. These are a few that I truly cherish.
Oh,
So,
this is so beautiful.
these are for you
Oh, thank you.
that I printed and everything.
Thank you so much.
And then
Can you hold it for me?
I will hold it. Look, I hand it to him. So, not in closing, because I
Wow.
want you to have free reign to speak
No,
what you
I'm-
want to speak of. But
this
one of the
is-
last questions I had for you is there any question you wish I'd asked that people don't know about you?
Oh, interesting.
Is there a question you wished I had asked you?
No. I mean, everything is good. I mean, there's someone who can talk forever, but
Is there a question you wish I didn't ask?
Sure.
So,
I'm just grateful. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. Thank you for everything.
no, this is really a fun
Everything
show.
came out the way it's supposed to come out, how it is. I'm just enjoying that.
You have a trip coming soon.
I have a trip,
Why don't you
yes.
tell about
So
your trip?
in 2-3 days, I'll be flying home to Israel for a period.
But you'll still be doing the show, correct?
I will still be doing the
So-
show, so stay tuned in. I'll still be doing the show from Israel. I'll be doing live
Lovely.
and Friday talks from Israel. Friday talks from Israel, which means will be a Friday morning here, because the time
It'll be
difference.
on your wall,
It'll be on my wall.
and YouTube's.
And I will have great new interviews in Israel, new experiences, and I will.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to hear
And
them.
I'm just excited. It's just really great. I haven't seen my parents since pre-Coronic era, and my mom actually.
And your sister, which,
And my s-
you know, I met one of his sisters and one of your brothers, but you have many siblings, so it will be fun
it'll be
to.
really great. I want to share one more thing about my dad.
Yes, please. It's Father's Day. This is
yeah.
your day.
Where I'm going to stay is close to. My dad was the chief of police of Tel Aviv, and they made in his office the iconic cult movie, The Officer. Not The Offer, The Officer, right?
I know.
Spelled,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's okay.
Spelled. The Officer, and they made it in his office, and they called the movie in Hebrew The Officer Azoulai. But in English it's The Officer. But what I do remember, this police station was also a holding station. So there would be like prisoners that are being held until their trial, and short
Holding tank.
holding tank, what they call. And his office was on the last floor, and the building was like a rectangular, where in the middle of the rectangular it was an open sky, so it was just the frame of the rectangular, the building. The offices were scattered around, and in the middle was a yard. And I remember walking and running down the halls as a kid with my little tank cars or whatever, and I'm looking above the window and I see all these bunch of guys that are just walking back and forth in the yard in the middle. And it's sunny, it was hot. I remember then we were back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I asked my dad, look, I thought this man, why is this man so stupid? Why don't they go outside? Why don't they just, well, they were prisoners. They were, whatever they did, they were held. So these are kind of things. And I remember also my dad's office listening to the first Sony Walkman that ever came out.
Oh, wow.
That first time in the 80s, the first one, I remember, and I had it. And that was around the same time where I started listening to Mati Kaspi. And so I heard that, and I was like, that is what I want. to do. That is where to.
So your dad was
to
kind
do
of
music.
integral because the timing of it, right?
My dad was integral in many ways in the music because of that, but not from him. It was somebody else. But he was a photographer as well, and he would be the first one on the crime scene, especially murder scene. So he would take little fingerprints.
That's where you got your photography.
That's where I got my
takes
photographer.
photographs.
That's where I take my you take great photos. I have a lot of photos that are going to come up.
He's an amazing photographer because he's a
Thank you.
creative photographer. It's not just pose, smile, chin up, chin down.
No, I like
tilt.
I see energies through. I see
He likes
energies on
natural.
people. I see colors on people, and when I take pictures of people, I see their colors as it. I see the energy as I took it when I saw it. So I don't
What color am I?
I don't do Photoshop. You're yellow.
Yellow. I love
Yeah,
yellow.
you're yellow. Today.
Today.
Sometimes you have purple. Yeah.
Zip.
And so
You do that.
Yeah.
If you could speak to your dad right now, what would you tell him right now if he was before you? If you were speaking to him in this camera, what would you say to your dad right now on Father's Day? Oh, I feel your throat. I felt your throat.
Thank you for everything. I see now a lot of things. I would say this in Hebrew, of course. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being how you were and who you are. And today I see things in a different way. And I hope we would have different and more experiences together.
Yeah.
And thank you for all this, because the camera really, everything came from you, really.
No, I hear that. My dad as well. I'm honoring
Everything
him
came.
as well.
And your dad as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never got to meet him, but I hear all
He's-
the greatest things
He
about
was
him.
truly the godfather.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah. So
in closing,
wow.
until next time, what would you like, what message did you want, or this intention of this show, what messages do you want them to receive from this show today? From you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Our power is in our unity, and our unity's power comes from our own power. And so, looking at each one of us, looking at you, looking at how great you are, at how wonderful you are, at everything that you have done until today, that is all a setup for what's going to come next. All this and all this blessing of connecting to yourself and seeing how wonderful and beautiful yourself, regardless of anybody who stands around you or near you, just also to remember that this is our soil ground. So who do you want? Who is surrounding you? Who is feeding your growth of a tree? You know, if we feed it, if we give the tree water, it'll grow, and water and sun and warmth. But if we water it with Coca-Cola, it'll go like
It'll
this.
go Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. That's good, right?
It'll be shit. Oh, sorry. We have no sense of beep.
So to remember yourself, remember your inner power, reconnect, and let's connect. And
So-
thank you very much. Thank you so much,
Thank
Gina,
you. This
for
was
doing
fun.
this.
No, my
Oh,
pleasure.
this
It was
is
really
wonderful.
fun, and it's really good practice. And thank you for always inviting me on here. And I know I took the show kind of away
Yeah.
from you, but I wanted you
No,
to
it's
have your
great.
day
Thank you.
for honoring your birthday and a Father Day, and every day is our
Thank
birthday
you.
because every day we get the opportunity to rebirth ourselves. So, in
Yeah.
closing, do
Oh,
your
wow.
speech. Thank you for
So
doing
today,
it.
wow, today's Abracadabra, create what you speak. Gina Ann is the host, and I'm the and I'm the guest today. I want to thank you first of all,
No, it's my
and to
pleasure.
thank
It's
you
fun.
for being here, and to thank all the people in my life that are and were and will be, for everything that you bring, and much love and blessings. And I'm iLan Azoulai, and
Thanks for the
Gina,
memories.
and thank you for the and you did such a wonderful. You said and you typed it, and
Well,
this is
All the
wonderful.
memories
This
that they
is
wrote out for
great.
you.
Oh.
Now you'll know who they were if you didn't know the memories already, but you did.
Okay.
Okay. We'll have a show.
Okay.
Get back.
So, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.